After the last World Cup in Qatar, there are many fans who say that Argentina and Lionel Messi's title win was rigged. However, in this video we talk about another of Argentina's World Cup titles, which everyone knows was rigged. The tournament that never should be played, the World Cup in 1978. The 1978 World Cup took place in Argentina, a country that at the time was ruled by a brutal military dictatorship led by Jorge Rafael Videla. Human rights violation and political repression were the order of the day. Many people were imprisoned or simply disappeared. One of the torture centers was even just a few meters away from the final stadium. Prisoners who survived later said, "You could hear the cheering fans from the stadium in the camp. You had the feeling that the world was going on without you." The government saw the World Cup as an opportunity to improve Argentina's image on the international stage and distract attention from the internal problems. Because of that, many also compared the World Cup to the 1936 Olympic Games. But now to the tournament. The tournament system was a little different back then. The World Cup consists of 4 groups of 4 teams each, which played against each other, and the best 2 of the group were divided into 2 groups again, instead of a knockout phase. The final was then contested by the top 2 teams in each group, and the match for the 3rd place by the 2nd place team in each group. It was noticeable even before the start of the tournament that Argentina was treated better. They had much shorter distances to travel between matches, and their games were always played later than all the others, so they knew the results before they had to play. But that was still harmless. As the tournament progressed, referees and opponents were put under political pressure and bribed, and their own players were doped. Argentina were in a group with Hungary, Italy and France, and qualified in the 2nd place after a 2-0 victory over Hungary and a 2-1 win against France. But the France game was anything but fair. Despite a clear foul in the penalty area, the referee did not give a penalty for France, and as many French players later said, they heard the referee go to the Argentine captain and say, "Don't do that again please, otherwise next time I actually have to give it." Another player also claimed 25 years later that the Argentinian players were so high on amphetamines that you could hear them scream in their dressing room, and they had to warm down for 2 hours after the match. Before we go any further, don't forget to like the video if you are interested in this kind of topic. In the 2nd group stage, they were in the same group as Brazil, Poland and Peru. Argentina won their first game 2-0 against Poland and drew 0-0 against their rivals Brazil. But with Brazil beating Poland 3-1 in their 3rd game in the afternoon, Argentina had to beat Peru by 4 goals to reach a final, and that was going to be difficult. Surprisingly, Argentina won 6-0 against a listless Peru to reach a final. Apparently, the military junta paid $50 million to the Peruvian ruler. Brazil also had a shipment of 35 million tons of grain delivered to Peru for free charge, and it was also reported that at least 3 to 6 Peruvian players were bribed with $20,000. Plus the referees was bought in every game anyway, or was under such political pressure that he always whistled for Argentina. So the final was Argentina against the Netherlands, who had to play without their superstar Cruyff, as he didn't even take part in the tournament. The reason for this, as Cruyff revealed in an interview in 2008, was that he was still in shock after a kidnapping attempt on his family. Shortly before the match, the Israeli referee was replaced by an Italian one at Argentina's request. Before the game started, the Dutch players were already released onto the pitch, where they had to wait for the Argentinian players in a packed stadium. The game was characterized by violent fouls, and Kempes scored the first goal for Argentina before the Netherlands equalized at 1-1, and the game went into extra time. In the 105th and 115th minute, Argentina scored the 2nd and the 3rd goal to become world champions. There were also many scenes in this game that were decided in Argentina's favor, to say it nicely. The Netherlands refused to take part in the ceremony and left the stadium. The 1978 World Cup was successfully used to distract attention from the situation in the country until the fall of the military junta in 1978, where 30,000 people were murdered. Feel free to write us your opinion or questions about the World Cup in the comments. Otherwise, thanks for watching guys, and see you.